These days I'm traveling with my family, and as I often do, I take that as an opportunity to explore some small portable travel games. I go to my friendly local game store, I look for the smallest games that they have, and possibly for games that also have very short rules, so I can play them with my family and possibly with my wife. Dice Stack seemed to fit that bill, and so I decided to give it a try without knowing pretty much anything about it. As you can see, it's very small and very portable. The rules fit in, well, this is the rule book. So perfect for a casual game, one that I can play with non-gamers. The components, wow, look at them. They're these weird looking, slanted, not perfectly cubic dice. I'll say, wow, almost for the novelty value. It's just fun to have such dice in one's collection as somebody who is a collector of games such as myself. But is there a game in this bag? Is Dice Stack actually a game or just a collection of fun looking components? We'll see. What happens here is that players will take turns rolling dice and scoring points. You will roll, when it is your turn, all dice but the gold die. And then you will try to stack the dice as high as possible, one on top of the other. That task is made much more challenging by the weird shape of the dice, of course. You're trying to stack them, but the trick is that you need to stack them in order from lowest to highest. And then you count points as you stack them, and you will score the points on the dice that you actually stack. For example, here I have 3 ones, which is really bad. And so I have to stack these 3 one on top of the other before I can go to the 2s and the 6. So I'm counting, okay, I'm stacking this one, so I have 1 point. Right now I have 2 points. I can stop or stack more. I'll stack more. Yeah, I had 3 points. And I can choose to stop here, which is probably a good idea because this stack doesn't look all that stable already. But suppose I want to be brave, then I decide to add this one too, which is a terrible idea because actually I noticed that this red die for some reason seems to be more slippery than the others, but I made it magically. Okay, 5 points. I definitely should stop here. However, at any point, if you decide to also add the gold die, and you don't have to follow the sequence of numbers, you can put the 4, for example, even if there's still a 2. If you manage to put it, you add the value of the gold die, if you manage to stack it on top of your stack, and you double the value of the stack. Unless dice fall from the stack, in which case you lose the game. No, you don't lose the game. You just waste that turn. You don't roll any dice. So place the stack there, score the points that you actually placed in the stack. Double that if you manage to put the gold die on top. Score 0 if any dice fell. The game goes to the next player. Continue like this until a player has 100 points. In which case that player wins the game. And sometimes you can kind of like be a little safe, like done. That's not bad at all. After all, you just scored 14 points. Yeah. This is the game. It's as simple as that. Yes, it's a travel game. Yes, it's fun looking. There is a novelty value, but other than that, there isn't much of a game. I almost feel that if you didn't have the task of stacking them, but you simply look at the dice and you say, you know, I'm gonna score 2 or 3 of the lowest values plus the gold die, or 1 or 2 of the lowest value plus the gold die, that would be it. Because if you have such a situation, then I just scored 18 points. As simple as that. 9 times 2, 18. As opposed to, well, if you roll 1 of the gold die, pretty much almost nothing else matters, because here there's just not a chance that they can get even close to 18. it's very hard not to stack anything there. And if I stop there, of course, I only have 5. Then next player rolls. Even this one. This is a pretty good situation. As you can see, I didn't have many hard decisions. I didn't have any grueling moments. And I just scored 2, 5, 9, 18 again. It's very hard to go, since the dice are very slippery, and somehow this one seems more slippery than the other ones, maybe just an impression. Since the dice are very slippery, you're never, or virtually never, going for the tall stack. So it's all about the randomness of the initial die roll. The initial die roll, you don't get low numbers, or say the lowest numbers are not that low, and you get a good number here, you're gonna score 10, 15, 20 points. If you roll a bunch of ones and this one is not high, you're gonna score 5 or 6 points if you're lucky, and that's it. I almost feel that is the game. It's a game of like, roll this dice, see who rolls the most, see who rolls the fewest ones, and that's who wins the game. Pity, because this game, as I said, I had all the good things that I like about travel games. It looks great, the rules are simple, but the components and the rules somehow don't make for a very engaging gameplay. And not, of course, from this game I was expecting like a heavy civilization game, 3 hours of heavy or real brain-burning strategy. No, but there are games that actually are not any bigger than this, are not any more complex than this. Classic example, Zombie Dice is as big as this one, as complex as this one, and it's fun. It's actually pretty fun and actually has some non-trivial decisions. As a light, casual travel game, it works. This one doesn't. Because the rules are simple, the components are simple, but I look at the dice and I know exactly if I'm gonna score a lot or I'm not gonna score much or even 0. And that, of course, is what pretty much kills the fun. Pretty much kills the fun, and that's a big problem. I overextended myself a little too much there. 6 points. That's still not bad. Now I can do it. Alas, there are very simple, super simple dice games that are still pretty fun and they work as light casual games. Dice Stack ain't one. It's not one of them. It's a game that is super simple, travels well, looks great, and that's pretty much it. Gameplay is just not that entertaining, not that engaging, even for a small game of this type.